Hello, good evening, and welcome to Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. Thank you for taking the time out to be a part of tonight's program. There will be a few glitches here and there because we've been having some issue with the internet strength in this neighborhood all throughout today. So please bear with me. On tonight's program, we are continuing the series that we've been doing since the beginning of the year. Make 2019 count. Make 2019 count. And as you will agree with me, we've covered some grounds on some of the things we need to do, some of the things we need to achieve, and some of the things we need to become in order for 2019 to be different from 2016, 17, 18. And so we're still continuing on that same strength or same line of thought about what can we do as individuals, as a group of people, as a family, as a community, as a society at large. What can we do to make 2019 count? What can we do to make 2019 different or better than 2018 at least? And so we've been looking at various topics. On today's program, however, we're looking at something very, very, very personal, very, very close, very, very deeply rooted in you and I. And that is the question that I posted at the beginning, or the topic of tonight's program. Find your why. Find your why. You know, when people say, who are you? They are trying to identify you. That's a question of identity. If they say, what are you? It's a question of purpose. If they say, where are you? It's a question of physical, geographical location. If they say, how are you? They want to know what your condition is in terms of maybe your physical condition, your mental condition, your spiritual condition, and all of that. But today we're looking at the question of purpose. Why are you? What is the purpose for your being here? What is the purpose for my being here on earth? Why are you here? Why am I here? Where are we? Why are we here at this time of the day, of the year, of the century, of the millennium? Why are we here? You remember the usual comment that if the purpose of a thing is not known, then that thing will be abused, or will be taken for granted, or will be underutilized. It's the same thing with your life and my life. Unless we know why we're here, unless we understand the purpose of our being here, we will either be redundant, will be abused, will be underutilized, and therefore we will add no value, we will make no difference in people's lives and in the society at large. So the question today is, why are you? Today's question is a question of purpose. It's a question of reason. It's a question of what's so specific and so unique about you that God in His mercy and in His wisdom will have you here on this planet at this hour, at this time, at this very moment in time. The truth is, when you look at most people's lives, when you look at what most people call life today, when you look at how most of us are going from Monday till Friday, from January to December, going from one place to another, the truth is, yes, there are some that are successful, in inverted commas, but there are many, so many that are wondering what is the meaning of success in the first place, that are questioning what is my purpose here on earth, that are some are even in a place where others look up to them, others regard them as being successful, others think they are the epitome of success in life, and yet these same people, they are struggling with this same question. Why are you? Why are you? What's your purpose? What's the reason that you are existing? What value do you bring to the table? What are you contributing to life that will warrant your being here, being present, being in that position, being in that family, being in that community, in that organization for such a time as this? Why are you? You see, a lot of people are successful. A lot of people are successful, but they are insignificant. And so they are miserable. Because what you call success, what is termed success, what is labeled as being successful, does not equate being significant. And does not end up showing that that person is happy. So there are a lot of successful people that are insignificant. There are a lot of successful people that are not happy. There are a lot of people that are just living from hour to hour, just wondering and asking the question, why am I here? Why am I here? And this may sound like a generalization, but this is very common among people who have regular jobs, who have regular office or place of work or place of where they go during the day and occupy their time. Because it is easy for people to replace living with existing. You can be existing and not living. Just going round the motion, just going around the circle, just doing it because that is what you do at this time of the hour. Maybe you work for a great company, you have a great office, you sit in that corner office overlooking the whole of the Canary Wharf. Maybe your office is in the penthouse. Maybe your office is the biggest in the community. Maybe you do a 9-to-5 job. But the truth is, take that office out of you. Take you out of that office. You are frustrated. You are miserable. Because you know in yourself that even though people are claiming and ascribing success to you, you are not really significant. You cannot physically, wholeheartedly point to something that you have brought, that you have added to the equation that has made this life a better place for others, even not for yourself. So maybe you are asking, well, Tunde, I hear what you're saying, but then what do? I have bills to pay. I have a family to support. I have mortgage to pay. My kids are in college. My children are going to this, and I need to take care of that responsibility. This obligation is there. Don't get me wrong, those are legitimate reasons. But they are not reasons enough for you to base your living, your purpose on that. No human being is created primarily to pay bills. No human being is created primarily to pay mortgage. There is a purpose that is greater in your life and bigger in my life than all these mundane routines that we go through every day. Maybe you feel as if you've lost your way because you can feel there's a deep inner cry. There's something on the inside of you that is screaming at you, that is reminding you, that is telling you, that is tugging your heart, that is pulling you from the inside, saying, there is more to you than this. There is more to you than this. There's a purpose for your life. There's a reason why you are here. That pull on the inside will not let go, irrespective of what the outside look like, irrespective of what the environment may present. But there is a deep cry that only you can hear, and you're not hearing it you're not even hearing it with your physical ears. You are hearing it in your heart. You are hearing it in your belly. You are hearing it in your being. And it's saying to you, there is more to you than this. There is a purpose for you. There is a reason for your existence. the good news, if you can call it good news, the good news is you are not alone in that zone. You are not alone in that condition. You are not alone in that situation. Because the reality is, this is where many people are living. This is the address, this is the postcode, this is the zip code of where most people are living. Most of us, truth be told, we know, we don't need anybody to tell us. We know that we are living below our abilities, our potentials, our capabilities, and the things that we can do. We know we are living way, way below that standard. Maybe if you are in that position tonight, this program tonight is for you. If you are in the peripheral of that situation that I've just described, where you are tagged as successful but yet you are insignificant and so you are miserable, where you are asking yourself, there is a deep cry on the inside of you saying, there is more to my life than this. There is more to me than this that I'm producing, that I'm bringing to the table. I can be better than this. I have more to give than this. If that is you, you're not alone. In fact, you are in the midst of a big, large congregation. I don't know if you remember the movie The Lion King. Remember, there is a story, or there's a scene in that movie of The Lion King where Simba was just being Simba and just doing what Simba do, like we all do, just goofing around and playing about and hanging out with his friends. And there was this scene where the cloud parted. The sky just peeled open slightly. And Simba's father's spirit, Mufasa's spirit, came out. And he called Simba with the voice that only his father can call him with. Just like you will recognize the voice of your father in the midst of large congregation. Just like a mother will recognize the cry of her child, even if there are 10 other children crying at the same time. And so Mufasa called out to Simba, and he says, Simba, remember who you are. You are more than what you have become. He said, Simba, remember who you are. You are more than what you have become. That one line, that one statement, that one scene in that movie changed the course of Simba's life. It marked him so much so that he had no choice but to fall back in line and find his purpose and pay the price that is required and assume the position that he's meant to assume by virtue of his lineage. So today on this program, I don't know who you are, I don't know what your name is, but I'm going to put my name there. You can put your name there. And I'm saying, Tunde Disu, remember who you are. You are more than what you have become. There is more to you than what you have seen. There is a greater person. There's a greater depth. There's a bigger purpose on the inside of you than whatever you think you have seen that you call successful right now. And so I'm using this story from The Lion King, this Simba's news. I'm using it as a clarion call, as a shout out to all of us, saying, we need to dig deeper. We need to go deeper on the inside and find our true purpose. We need to find our why. We need to discover the reason, the potentials that we carry. We need to lay hold of the essence of our being here on this planet at this time. We need to go inside to find answers to those things that have been tugging us, that is causing us to feel miserable, to feel insignificant. There is an answer to it. And those answers, they are locked down deep on the inside of each and every one of us. And we need to go and find it. We need to go and search for it. We need to go and look for it. The Bible talks about a wise man who found a field with a precious pearl. He went and sold everything he had to buy that field just because of that one precious pearl. And we need to do that. We need to let go of all the things that are seemingly parading themselves as success before us. We need to challenge ourselves. We need to dig deeper. We need to reach further. We need to run faster. We need to think more thorough and answer the question. And remember who we are. Because there is more to each and every one of us than what we have become here on earth. But you see, a lot of us, many people, the reason they are not digging deeper, the reason a lot of us are not searching further, the reason a lot of us are not even making any attempt to find our why, to lay hold of our purpose, to understand the reason why we're here. The main issue that a lot of people are having is fear. Is the fear of change, the fear that if I discover my purpose, if I discover my real self, if I unearth my real purpose, then I will have to change. A lot of people are afraid of change, are afraid of changing, are so afraid and captivated and enslaved by fear that they are not willing to become all that they are supposed to be. A lot of people are so afraid to take a risk. They are even afraid to fall. They are afraid to fail. They are afraid that what if it doesn't work? Oh, if it doesn't work, then I will let my family down. I will bring shame to my clan. My wife will disown me. My children will hate me. And so because of the fear of all of that, we're living below the standard. We're not even living, we're just existing. We're too scared of losing what we think we have worked hard to earn, to accumulate, to pull together. We're so scared of the thought of losing it that we're not willing to push to the next level and build, not just for today, but for generations yet unborn. Remember who you are. You are more than what you have become. Remember who you are. I'm not saying remember your name. I'm not saying remember the village where you come from. I'm not saying remember the name of your parents. I'm not saying remember the school that you attended. I'm not even saying remember the title of your official position. I'm saying remember who you are as a person, as a human being, as an individual, because there is more. There is definitely more to you than whatever you have become, than whatever you have achieved, than whatever you have accumulated over the years. There is a deeper cry on the inside of each and every one of us saying, don't settle for less. Ask for more. Don't settle for the status quo. Break the mold. Don't settle for where you are. Go further. Run faster. Dig deeper. Because it's in the process of that the earth will release whatever it is holding for you. See, this is the reason why you don't walk down the street and pick up pieces of raw gold or diamond. That's why you don't see oil flowing freely on the street. They are locked deep down, 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 down somewhere. And it will take a lot of exploration and excavation and digging and mining and sifting and washing, and then one day, boom, you hit the gusher. But do you know that oil, that gold reservoir, that priceless diamond could be in that ground for eternity if nobody will go digging for them. So if you are in a position where you are quote and unquote successful, but you feel insignificant, you feel miserable, you feel, what is it about me? What has my life accounted to? But you know on the inside there is more to you than what you have become. These are some of the questions you must ask yourself in order for you to move further, in order for you to go deeper, in order for you to start really trying to get to the bottom of it. You must ask yourself, what will I do if I know that I cannot fail? There is no possibility of failure. What will I do with my life? Remember, we said earlier on that one of the greatest roadblock that people have when it comes to finding their why, finding their purpose, finding the reason of being here is because people are afraid. People are afraid of failing, afraid of change, afraid of taking risks. But you ask yourself, what will I do today if there is a cast iron guarantee that I can never fail? What will I do differently? Come rain, come high water, come winter, come summer, come anything and everything, as far as this direction is concerned, there is no failure in it. What would you do? Secondly, what would you do? What are you prepared to do? What can you do even if nobody will pay you for it, and yet you will still do it? What is that thing? What is that one thing that you will even be willing to pay somebody to do it rather than for somebody to pay you for doing it? What is that one thing? What makes you, what keeps you awake at night? What is that voice that you hear on the inside of you? Only you can hear it, but it's so loud, it's deafening. What is that one thing that makes you come alive? Your whole face just changed. Your countenance is different. Your life just bloom like flower in spring. What is that thing? Because if you are able to answer those three questions, now you're on your road, on your way to finding your why. Now you are ready to tackle the question of purpose. Now you are willing to commit to change. Now you are ready to go where nobody wants to go. And you are coming back with a result that nobody else can talk about because they've never been where you've been. Everybody wants to live in a universal assignment. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. Oh yes, I'm this. Oh yes, I'm that. But the point at which your talent, your skills, your abilities, your potentials, your gifts, your interests, the point at which they start pulling you, that there is a void somewhere in the world that only you with those character traits, that talent, that gift, that skill, that gift, you are the only one that can fill that hole. You can see the hole somewhere in your environment, somewhere in the world, and you have an answer to it. Now, when you are at that point, when you discover that, when you see that with your eyes closed, when you can perceive that in your spirit, Now, that is the true definition of you finding your purpose. And that is the position that all of us without exception, that is where we should be aspiring to be. That should be our goal. That should be the drive. That should be the cry of our heart, that we will come to a point where you know in your knower that as far as this gap in the world here on earth is concerned, the only puzzle, the only piece of puzzle that can fill and sink into that hole and perfectly cover it is you. When you do that, then your true talent, your true skill, your true gifting, your true potential will come alive. And you will never be miserable again. You will never be unsatisfied again. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with how much they're paying you or whether they're not paying you at all. It has everything to do with your purpose and your life colliding and coming to one, into an accord, into a unity that cannot be broken. Once you hit that, the rest, as they say, is story. But you see, there's a caveat here. Like everything in life called success, like every other thing in life called progress, like everything else in life called satisfaction, there is no final destination as far as purpose is concerned. It's not a fixed point. It's not a case of, well, when I arrive at this place, then I've arrived. No. It's a life journey. It's a continuous progress. It is forever pulling you and tugging you and dragging you and asking you and begging you and calling you to greater heights. And it is this constant, unending search for that point, for that purpose, for that reason, for that greatness that is locked down deep on the inside of each and every one of us. It is this unsearchable desire to find it, to lay hold of it and take it to the next level. It is that constant search that keeps us on the hunt for it, that keeps the target in front of us, that keeps the adrenaline pumping, that keeps our focus on going for gold. So it's not something you say, well, now I've arrived, so I've done my bit. No. Do you know why? Because the world around us, the world in which we live, is changing at such a fast rate and fast pace that we can't afford to sit still and pretend or believe that, well, I've arrived anyway. No. The world is changing, and whether you like it or not, whether you are ready for it or not, whether you are willing or not, is immaterial. It's immaterial. The world is changing, and you have to change. You have to change. Remember last week we talked about you are going to change either willingly or you are going to change by fire, by force. Whichever one you will change. You will change because the world around you will change. So because there is a pursuit, there is a continuous journey towards becoming the fullness of your purpose, towards identifying the reason for your existence. There is this never-ending journey of discovery that we almost engage in, that we almost embark upon. Because of that, there are certain things that you must bear in mind so that they will continue to illuminate your path. They will continue to guide you. They will continue to be reminders for you, so that when you feel you're getting tired, when the fatigue starts to set in, when the energy is waning, these are things that you must take on board. Put them in your backpack, carry them in your briefcase, carry them in your wallet, in your iPad, on your brain, wherever you just tuck them away, because they will be the light, the shining light that will guide you all the way till you discover your why. And they will keep you there long enough till you become your purpose. Quickly, let's look at some of these guideposts. What are some of these things? What are some of these illuminating light? What are some of these arsenals that we must tuck away in our briefcase so that they can take us to where we're going? The first one is, you must remain curious. You must maintain curiosity. You must always be curious. You must always be wanting to know what is speaking behind this radio. Don't you ever underestimate the power of curiosity. Every discovery on earth, every new thing that we see, every breakthrough, every discovery, every frontier that is broken, every barrier that is destroyed, every record that is broken, all of them are responding to one thing and one thing alone: curiosity. There was a time when they said no human being can run a mile in 4 minutes, until somebody said, you guess what? Why can't a human being not run a mile in 4 minutes? And now people they will stroll past 1 mile in less than 4 minutes. There are loads of people now that have broken that barrier. There was a time when there was the belief that this world is flat. You go so far to the end and then you fall down into the abyss. But curiosity got somebody to say, well, if that's the case, let's go and find where the end of the flat plate is. And that curiosity propelled man to start looking, to start exploring, to start traveling, to start digging, to start going, until they find out that, guess what? The world is not flat, it's actually round. Never underestimate the power of curiosity. Curiosity is the desire to know. It's the willingness to learn. Curiosity ignites you with a burning fire in your heart, in your mind, in your belly. It forces you to come alive. You can't hang around somebody who is curious and be bored. A person who is curious can never, ever be bored, because there's always something they're trying to see, they're trying to discover, they're trying to achieve. There's a goal constantly that is driving them. That's why you see children. I don't care how well set and beautiful your table is. All you need is a child to come into that place. The next thing say, oh, what is this? What do you do with it? Why? And why? And why? And why? You know why they're asking those questions? Curious. They are curious. They want to know. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want to expand. They want to increase. Their mind is like a sponge, just sucking in every information and every knowledge. And as a person, you and I must maintain that hunger, that passion, that need, that thirst to know more, to ask more, to see more, to understand more, to challenge yourself, to break the mold, to move to the next level. If it's not hard to know curious people. If you want to be curious, first thing, Start reading whatever come across you. Anything, any item that's black and white, read it. Start reading books, start reading journals, start reading Bible, start reading history, start reading autobiography. Start just become become hungry for information. Find motivational books, motivational materials. Find somebody who is speaking some sense, not just making some noise. Find a place, a source, something that will give you a small, maybe just one extra, one new information every day. Get into the habit of looking for something that will give you insight into a better future. Find a mentor who can fasten you to your seatbelt and take you on a drive of your life. Somebody who can foster your growth. Somebody who can channel your curiosity in the way that it should go, so that you can discover your purpose and your reason for being here. Curiosity brings you to a point where you admit to yourself that, yeah, I don't know some things. I mean, I don't know a lot of things. But guess what? I am eager, I'm willing, I am hungry to find out about those things that I don't know. Every man's mountain is his ignorance. The moment you know that ignorance is removed, then you go to the next one. Because when you are curious, it helps you to release your potential, to achieve incredible things and become open to the possibilities of your life and your purpose. People who are curious, curious people who are always searching for more, they are always asking questions. They are always seeking answers. They want to do things differently. They want a fresh approach to an old issue. They want to see it from a different perspective. They want to examine it from a different angle. Curious people. People who are hungry to know more, to be better, to become more, so that they can give more. They always examine a problem, or they open up a situation, and they look at it with fresh eyes. They open their minds to take in new information, and as they do that, there is a gem of creativity. There is an innovative power that comes alive in them. But the truth is, we all have it. But until you knock on that door with your curiosity, nothing is going to come out of it. Curious people are always searching for new information. And that's why you will find them in bookstores. You will find them in libraries. You will find them sitting in front of a computer trying to solve a problem, not just surfing the net and watching Facebook. You will find them absorbed in a book that you look at and you think, that's so boring. No, they are for them, that's their world. Curious people are proactively soliciting for feedback from their friends, from their neighbor, from their spouse, from their children, from anybody. What do you think about that? How do you think I did that? What would you recommend I should do better? How can I increase this? How can I? Curious people, they just live on feedbacks, because you don't learn a lot by speaking. You learn more by listening, by asking, by making inquiries. Be curious. If you want to really find out your purpose, don't be a couch potato. No, get up, get going. Be curious. Look for fresh information. Look for new ideas. Look for new innovation. Go and get learned. Go and get trained. Go and develop yourself. Do whatever. Take one thing and expand on it. Take one idea and broaden it up. Take one philosophy and rip it apart. Curiosity naturally leads to learning. And then when they learn, they would then unlearn what they've learned so that they can relearn what they've unlearned. Curious people. They will learn something, then they will deliberately unlearn it so that they can come back and relearn that same thing. You know what they've done? They've learned it, then they've challenged the depth of their understanding of what they've learned. And so they've completely go against the grain of what they've learned. And now they're coming back as an expert on what they have just unlearned, so that they can learn it better and be better at it. A philosopher called Eric Hoffer said, in the future, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves beautifully equipped to live in a world that no longer exists. The learners, those who are continuously learning, they will inherit this earth. But those who consider themselves as having been learned, those who have arrived, those who have come to their bus stop and think this is the end of all knowledge, they will find themselves beautifully living in a world that no longer exists.